Hi, welcome to another episode of Throttlage. Today we're going to talk about protection part. So today let's start with Hypersport. We have our Hypermotard 950 here. The most basic protection parts that you need on this motorcycle will start off with a frame slider or a crash guard. The second would be a radiator guard, an oil cooler guard, and an engine guard. All of these parts come by Evotech Performance and other brands as well. But we trust Evotech Performance because of their quality and because of their stability when you're riding at high speeds. Radiator guards by Evotech Performance are the best in the world. They allow almost 75% of air to pass through, whereas all other brands generally allow anywhere between 45 to 50%. The other protection parts that are basic to a bike like this are going to be a front fork protector. A front fork protector essentially protects your front axle from braking. You would require it when you're going through big potholes or if you're jumping over a big speed breaker. The next part that is going to come up is going to be a side stand extender. It basically will help you to park at most places that are uneven and will not let your bike fall over or tip over. So the next bike that we're going to talk about is a naked street bike. A naked street bike is very similar to a Hypermotard 950. Essentially is going to be with a very little frame on it. Now the same similar accessories go onto this bike as well. The only difference being that we do not need a handguard per se on this bike, but we do require a lever guard. Handguard protects your hands as well as your levers, whereas a lever guard only protects your levers. Now, a handguard on a bike like this would be very weird, and which is why lever guards are a more potent thing on a bike like this. Again, we're going to have a frame slider, we're going to have a radiator guard, we're going to have a front fork protector. We also may put in a rear hub slider on a bike like this. A rear hub slider or a rear slider will basically help you in protecting your rear axle as well. But on this bike, as you can see, you have a slightly different thing which is called a bobbin. A rear bobbin is used for paddock stand placement. As opposed to anything else, it does not provide any protection. On this bike, you will also have one additional item for protection, which is called an engine case protector. An engine case protector is something like this, which you would essentially need to protect your engine when you fall. Because a frame slider can only protect so much and you cannot put a crash guard on a bike like this. So engine case protector is a great item to add onto a bike like so. So the last bike on our category of bikes is going to be an ADV tourer. An ADV tourer will get multiple parts for protection. The biggest reason for that being that you're going to be using it for long rides, for touring, for doing a little bit of off-roading. So to start off with, handguards. Because the handlebars are going to be wider than the bike itself, handguards are your first point of impact, and thus handguards are very, very important. You can have either the OEM handguards or you can use something as good as a Barkbuster or an Evotech Performance handguard for protecting your hands as well as your levers. The next part that you want to protect in your bike is going to be your engine. So you get multiple companies for that. You get Hypermotard, Evotech, GV, Altrider, Outback Motor Trek, and a lot more brands. So the best crash guards in the world are going to be Altrider, just because of the fact being that they use better thickness of stainless steel. Hypermotard comes in at number 3. The second best comes as Evotech. For bikes that want to majorly be on-road, you just need an engine guard. The third thing most important for a bike that needs to do on-road and off-road is going to be a sump guard. So a sump guard could be either an OEM, but most companies will make a better sump guard than the OEM. In our case right now, we're using an Enduro sump guard by BMW itself, but we do get Hypermotard, Evotech, Altrider, sump guards for multiple bikes. Apart from this, then you need a front fork protector. A front fork protector, as I mentioned before, is going to protect your front axle and is very essential for bikes that want to do on-road and off-road. A rear hub slider is what we have on this bike. It is going to protect your rear axle again from braking, so it takes a lot of the impact in case you're doing off-roading. Apart from this, we have our basic essential, which is going to be a side stand extender, again to put your bike in multiple places even if they are uneven. Now, for a bike like this, because there is a quick shifter and it is completely exposed, we would also require a quick shifter guard. We also require something beyond that is going to be a front caliper guard. This is your bare basic on protection. We love to talk about bikes and we love to protect your bikes. If you have more questions about what is the best protection for your bike, please call us, message us, write to us, and we would be happy to get back to you at the earliest on the same.